Good evening. A dose of déjà vu for Conservation Department staff today. They were at Dunedin Airport meeting an incoming penguin. Mark Price was there.
Dashing out to Momona to watch a penguin arrive on board a 737 from Wellington is becoming an annual event. A year ago, a penguin nicknamed Solo captured Doc's attention by leaving his southern homeland and swimming all the way to Wellington, not once but twice. As far as Doc staff are aware, he's still in southern waters. But today, another yellow-eyed penguin who doesn't have a name, just a tag, was flown back to Dunedin from Wellington. He or she had repeated Solo's epic swim.
It's something that young birds do. They do tend to travel. Some tend to travel more than others. We hope that this bird really looks so he may be from this area, judging by the band number. I hope that he'll acclimatise to this area and continue to live here.
Is it important for them to be brought back here, or why not leave them in Wellington?
Well, there isn't a breeding population of birds in Wellington, and by leaving him in Wellington, he can't contribute to the population. And as they are a species at risk, it's better to have him in an area where he can contribute.
The penguin will be kept in an enclosure out on the peninsula until it accepts that there's no place like home and that home isn't Wellington.
Obviously a very misguided bird. The Health Department's come to the defence of a generic drug. It says the asthma drug Selbuvent, criticised by doctors in a recent survey, is perfectly safe. The doctors blamed Selbuvent for making some patients cough, but the Health Department says its tests show the substitute drug is quite okay. Kathy Graham reports.
Ventolin is commonly prescribed for patients suffering from asthma. When the generic substitute Selbuvent became available, some doctors switched their patients. But some patients complained it made them cough. Doctors and pharmacists alerted the Health Department. Professor Ralph Edwards, the department's medical assessor of adverse drug reactions, says the complaints have been investigated and the drug cleared.
We've had really very few complaints about Selbuvent. In fact, we get complaints about Ventolin. I mean, I know one of the complaints about Selbuvent is that it causes cough. Well, there are also complaints about Ventolin in that respect as well. But in both instances, it's rare.
Professor Edwards says Selbuvent's been approved by health authorities in America, the UK and Australia, as well as New Zealand.
The products have been tested, the inhalers have been tested, and the actual effect on asthmatics has also been tested, and there is no difference between the two products that is of any clinical significance except the taste.
However, he cautions users that if they do experience any difficulties with Selbuvent or any other drug, they should contact their doctor.
The staff of a Dunedin office got out from behind their desks today, stripped off and got physical. The office is Works Consultancy and the employees are the lucky victims of a management proposal to make the company healthier. Kim Haring reports.
Rebecca Steele is a draftsperson. She's already pretty fit, but she joins the other architects, engineers and clerks in this health test. The people who work here have survived a couple of stressful years. While the company's been turned into a leaner, fitter, more financial machine, the pressure has shown up in the staff. But Works Consultancy Management now feels it needs to look after its people.
We've got two things that are very important to us, our clients and our staff, and over the last 2 years, because of changes in government legislation and changes of structures of government departments into state-owned enterprises, staff have been placed under considerable pressure, and as our most valuable asset, we feel we owe them good care and attention.
The testing involves a medical examination that will reveal information about things like blood pressure, cholesterol, liver, kidney and lung function. The staff don't have to pay for this service and there'll be follow-up reports to the company and individual employees. The hardest medicine to swallow may be when some of them are told they need to diet and exercise.
Now, it might never have come to that if only they'd had Kiwi Sport. That's the scheme to provide sport and recreational activities for as many young New Zealanders as possible, and it was extended in Dunedin today. Ken Nicholson went to the launch of 5 new sports in the scheme, part of a national drive which the Hillary Commission hopes will introduce youngsters to any sport they choose to undertake.
You have to be able to walk before you can run, or in this case, ski. Skiing's one of the 5 new sports introduced to the Kiwi Sport range, and even if we're miles away from the mountains of central Otago, these youngsters are learning the basics of skiing from the best of instructors. Fun is the main reason for taking part in any game, and it's important that skills are learnt to allow young New Zealanders to have maximum fun from their chosen sport, whether it be marching or even indoor bowls. And this morning we saw a totally new range of techniques in how to deliver a bowl. And one of our young enthusiasts found that if you bowl off the mat, the bowl just goes on and on and on. The scheme recognises the success of role models in the eyes of most children, and this morning saw Tina Bell, New Zealand's outstanding member of the World Hockey 11, All Blacks Greg Cooper and Paul Henderson, and National Rhythmic Gymnastic champion Raywin Jack among the senior heroes able to offer the children advice. And with 2 years of Kiwi sport now behind it, the Hillary Commission is happy with the success of the movement, which now involves 22 sports.
Yes, we are. It's clear to us that Kiwi sport is filling a niche which was there all along. The provision of modified sports to children, scaled down to size that they can handle, rules simplified to enable teachers to pass on the instructions to their pupils. And we're very pleased. The penetration now would be about 90%, which means that about 220,000 9 to 12-year-olds are taking part in Kiwi sport throughout the country with the help of 9,000 teachers.
However, any scheme has its problems, and one facing the Commission is the next step for these youngsters into secondary schools.
You can ride together. 1, 2, 3.
So maybe we'll see future champions develop from the Kiwi sport youngsters of today.
It wasn't sports that made the day for pupils at James Hargest High in Invercargill, but Shakespeare. Today was designated Shakespeare Day in an effort to bring the topic alive, and it worked. Pupils and staff took to heart the attempt to extend their knowledge of and interest in Shakespeare. They enjoyed workshops on Elizabethan theatre, drama and dance. It was a chance to brighten up the English curriculum and the lunch break. 160 pupils and 40 teachers dressed up for the occasion, and the verdict at the end of the day was a great way to deal with a sometimes tedious topic. But lessons were the last things on the minds of youngsters at a Dunedin school today. The new St Joseph's School in Brown Street was opened and the pupils were on the march. And that's it from us for the week. Have a great weekend, and we'll be back on Monday, and I'm sure the All Blacks will win. We'll see you then. Good night.